He has a rematch clause in there too, though, but he wants to run the rematch back.
After that last performance, a few things were clear. Ring rust played a big role. Andrew Tate hasn't fought in a long time. He's older now, and his time in prison matters too. That's why I said the smartest move was to push for a rematch, mainly to protect his reputation after how that performance looked. And that's exactly what's happening. Chase confirmed there's a rematch clause, Tate accepted it, and the fight is set to happen again later this year.
He was like,
is he like kind of sore loser? I think he gave you your respect, right?
He gave me his respect. I like the way he handled the whole thing. He was very like upper class. He was like, Chase is the better guy. Oh shit, my fault, bro. He was like, Chase is the better guy tonight. Like, he's bigger, he's younger, but he has a rematch clause in there too, though. But he wants to run the rematch back. So
want to?
Yeah, we gotta fight again this year.
How much you get paid?
Not a lot. I'm supposed to get $3 million, but I didn't get that. I got paid nothing yet.
They scammed you,
bro. The whole thing made $100 million over.
So what the fuck did you get?
Bro, I just got into it with the promoter like 10 minutes ago on the phone because I asked him a question. I sent him a screenshot. I was like, did you guys actually make
Rumors have been flying on X that Chase claims the fight pulled in over $100 million. Now, don't get me wrong, the event clearly did very well. Even the Rumble CEO admitted he wanted to see what Andrew Tate still had and if he could actually fight. But $100 million, that's a stretch. For that to be true, you'd need roughly 1 million pay-per-view buys at $100 each, and it wasn't even priced anywhere near that.
I also don't buy that they hit 1 million sales. Eventually, the real numbers from Taylor, the actual owner, will come out and settle the debate. Chase was extremely confident going in, so he should have locked in a strong rematch deal and secured a better split this time. I don't think the rematch will happen right away. Probably a few more events first, maybe around mid-year. As for Andrew Tate, if I were him, I'd lie low, train hard behind the scenes, stay quiet, and plot my comeback. Lately, he's been posting a lot, but realistically, his main focus should be on reclaiming that win. That loss didn't do the Andrew Tate brand any favors. If it were someone else who'd been out of the ring for years, maybe people would have been more forgiving. But the expectation was that he'd walk in and completely dominate Chase. Instead, the trolling hasn't stopped. Clips are going viral. People are mocking him for losing to someone they call a nobody. And yet, he still has loyal fans. Tate will fire back, saying critics aren't brave enough to step in the ring themselves. But that doesn't change the optics. Right now, the narrative is ugly, and the only way to flip it is to get back in there and take that revenge.
You've shown what the fuck you're about, bro. You're on nothing. You're on absolutely piss all, and you didn't like me dissing you online, so you unfollowed me on Twitter, bro. You soft fucking nerd.
At times, Chase has shown respect, both before and after the fight. But in other moments, he's clearly been mocking Andrew Tate. There's definitely some mutual respect between them, but make no mistake, Chase is still enjoying the win and rubbing it in.
Do you think like Andrew Tate deserves all this flack that he's getting? Because people are like, oh, we lost to Chase, but like obviously you've proven yourself as like a very respectable fighter. So why do you think there's so many people that are like jumping on the anti-Tate bandwagon saying, oh, he lost? I've seen some people are like, oh, we lost like a reality TV star, which I think is very unfair because you've had tons of fights by now. So what do you think about like all the hate that's getting piled on to Tate? Do you think that's like worthy or no?
No, I think it's very unfair, and I would tell those people like it comes from uneducation. If any of those guys think that they can get in the ring, like they know where my gym's at, they can pull for sparring and find out firsthand. You know, I don't duck anybody. I don't think of myself as this ultra famous person that would be too proud to do a sparring match with, you know, some guy running his mouth on Twitter. You know, I say all the time they made the wrong person famous because I'm the first one to be in the ring with them. And I would say, yeah, they could call me a reality star. That's just a side job for me. You know what I mean? I was an athlete since I was born.
If he loses again, so be it. But there's also a real chance he goes in this time, shakes off the ring rust, and knocks out Chase, with a proper camp and a real team behind him. Things could look very different. A lot of his previous training seemed more like sessions with friends. We all saw those clips he posted on social media. If Tate takes this rematch seriously and prepares the right way, the outcome could change entirely.
Yeah. What changes does he need to make?
Oh, full changes to the team, too many cheerleaders. Way too many cheerleaders, man. He has to separate himself from that. He's around people that can't really tell him what to do. That coach he's had for years, get rid of him. The pad work is not boxing specific. It's tired. It's the same rhythm. He's had that coach for what, 20 years? And they still do that same rhythmatic pad work. You're seeing like, yeah, it's terrible, man. It's not the one. Get a proper team around him. And yeah, that's what he needs to do, and just go disappear for 3 months, fight someone, then fight Chase again. Because it wasn't like it wasn't a really one-sided fight like that. And I think Chase had many holes in that fight, and he can't possibly beat Chase if he knows the basics.
Andrew Tate was based in Dubai, surrounded by people who mostly fought on smaller platforms. There were other shows, everyone trained together, and that was his environment. But when millions of dollars and millions of viewers are at stake, you can't treat it like that. You need a proper boxing coach, a structured camp, a dedicated team, and you have to take it seriously. It's possible Tate underestimated Chase, who was clearly preparing the right way. From Chase's perspective, no one should be mocking Tate, because in his eyes, Tate has actually improved as a boxer.
I played sports my whole life, and I went on a couple reality shows for being an athlete and being competitive. And, that's what separates me from a lot of these other influencers is like, I am a legitimate boxer. I go and fight on other promotions in between my Misfits fights. I already have, a couple fights that, I'm lining up right now, some of them for WBC title shots. And, I think that people can say what they want about the Miss Swing and me going on these dating shows, but at the end of the day, it's like I'm in Mexico fighting, I'm in Colombia fighting, I'm in Misfits fighting, I'm on the biggest platform, and I pull the most amount of views. I'm a chaos, I'm a heel. Yeah. And I'm a legitimate boxer. I have a full team, nutritionist, strength and conditioning. I do more than these boxers, and people try to classify it and separate it as, oh, well, you're not a boxer because boxing's not the only thing you do. Like, no, I am a boxer and I do a lot of other shit too.
Time away from the ring really matters. Aaron Jutai hasn't been consistently active in a legitimate combat sport for nearly 10 years. Sure, he had an MMA bout in between, but it wasn't serious, and the opponent wasn't credible. The guy he fought in 2020 literally quit after about 20 seconds, offering no real resistance. That's not real combat experience. At best, it was more of a showcase than an actual fight, and it's the only thing he's done during that entire 10-year gap.
Takes his time, not charging in. Oh, he dropped him, standing 8 count coming. Momentarily in a mixed martial arts fight, I was going to call for some ground and point there. I had to restrain myself.
Old habits die hard. And Tate just looking fantastic, looking calm, cool, collected.
Almost stalking. I think what we could see here is if Strigario can't answer the call, this fight may be called. He's a little unsteady on his feet, and that.
Inactivity has played a big role in Andrew Tate's downfall. Meanwhile, Chase DeMoor has been active, fighting 8 times over the past couple of years. That's real work. He's been putting rounds in the Misfit scene and building his resume with fights in Mexico. That kind of consistent activity makes a big difference between the two. The energy around the rematch has actually been respectful. Tate wasn't disrespectful at all. He said he'd take some time, didn't commit either way, but you could tell this is something he's seriously considering. And Chase, he's clearly enjoying it. He's even commenting on posts with lines like, "This age bad," openly bragging about the win. With someone like Andrew Tate, given his personality and how he's built his image, that kind of thing usually fuels the fire. At the very least, he's the type to come back and try to reclaim it.
Will you do the rematch with Chase? I think it's disrespectful for me to sit here after only fighting him 20 minutes ago, so we're talking about rematches. It's his win, it's his day. We can talk about rematches later. For now, Chase is the champion. He beat me fair and square, and I think it's good.
This guy trolls a lot, and it looks like Andrew Tate might be considering a warm-up fight before facing Chase again, to shake off more of that ring rust. On top of that, Zerk has announced, "I'm fighting Andrew Tate on Misfits this summer." It's going to be the biggest event of the year. That suggests talks are already happening with potential opponents other than Chase. Zerk also made it clear he doesn't want Tate backing out, basically signaling that if Tate goes with one of the other options, the promo will be boring, and the fight itself won't be exciting either. His message is simple: it's up to the fans. He's telling people to spam his name on every Misfits post until they get the event they really want. So despite how that last performance looked, it doesn't seem like Andrew Tate is done with boxing just yet.